Now we're going to talk about some books. Just recently, Chris Kohler re-released his book Power Up, which originally came out in 2004. I believe I ran across the book myself back in 2005, found wedged between some old video game guides at some chain bookstore in a mall. I'm glad I found that slightly tattered copy because I'm a big fan of video game history books, and it turns out that Chris Kohler made the video game history book of my generation. I have read a lot of other great books like Game Over, the history of Nintendo, and then of course the ultimate history of video games, which is a nice gigantic thick book that gives just an incredible documentary of video game history and tons of different video game companies. What's amazing about Power Up by Chris Kohler is that he talks about a lot of things that might not get covered when you're trying to look at video game history from a huge, high up perspective. Each chapter in Power Up is written more like a standalone essay, which gives him the chance to highlight specifically incredible and interesting stories of the production of a variety of video games in Japan. Not only does he look at the huge games like Mario and Pokemon, but he looks at more niche games. Probably most influential on me, of course, was his chapter called Game Music Games, which is a whole chapter about the history of video game music. We also get a great history lesson of early rhythm games like Parappa the Rapper and Guitaroo Man. You can just open it up to any chapter and read and reread just fascinating stories about moments in video game history, and you can also get an idea of how the greatest game moments have emanated from Japan. So make sure you go buy the book.